Good evening, one and all. Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2026, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations and celebrations. Today is commemorated as International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation on 6th February, with the theme Ending Female Genital Mutilation by 2030, investing $1 to end female genital mutilation yields a return of $10. An investment of $2.8 billion can prevent 20 million cases and generate $27.9 billion in benefits. Treatment of the health complications of female genital mutilation is estimated to cost health systems US dollars 1.4 billion per year which continue to increase if elimination is not achieved. So the cost of ending female genital mutilation is 31 priority countries in 31 priority countries from 2000 to 2030 in US dollars 2.4 billions. So over 230 million girls and women alive today have been subject to female genital mutilation and need access to appropriate care services. Every year, around 4 million girls are subjected to female genital mutilation, with over 2 million before the age of 5. Half of the progress on female genital mutilation elimination over the last 30 years was achieved in the last decade. The rate of female genital mutilation prevalence decline would need to be 27 times faster to meet the SDG target by 2030. An estimated 22.7 million additional girls are at risk of undergoing female genital mutilation by 2030 unless action is accelerated. So the theme for 2026 is towards 2030, no end to FGM without sustained commitment and investment. Female genital mutilation is a human rights violation that infringes on the fundamental rights of girls and women. The injury of female genitalia for non-medical reasons can have short-term to lifelong health impacts on physical, sexual, and mental health spanning from childhood, reproductive years, and into old age. So today, over 230 million girls and social and women 230 million girls and women alive today have been subjected to FGM and require access to appropriate care services. The stakes are high. An estimated 22.7 million additional girls are at risk of undergoing FGM by 2030 unless action is accelerated. Every year, approximately 4 million girls are subjected to this practice, with over 2 million occurring before the age of 5. While progress has been made, half of the progress over the last 30 years was achieved in just the last decade, and it is not enough. The rate of decline must be 27 times faster to meet the Sustainable Development Goal target by 2030. So ending FGM requires sustained investment. For every dollars invested to end FGM, there is a return of $10. Conversely, inaction is costly, treating the health complications of FGM cost health systems an estimated of US dollars 1.4 billion per year. So call to action, how to invest, break the silos, integrate FGM prevention into education, health, and economic programs, scale funding, strengthen domestic resource mobilization and private sector engagement, data-driven decisions, invest in national data systems to track progress and inform policies, utilize influence, use your professional skills or social influence to challenge behavioral that perpetuate FGM. In 2012, the UN General Assembly designated February 6th as the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, with the aim to amplify and direct the efforts of the elimination of this practice. This year's theme, towards 2030, no end to female genital mutilation without sustained commitment and investment, highlights the need to have sustained engagement from government, civil society, communities, philanthropic foundations, and the international community. Each act of commitment, whether a policy change, a mentoring initiative, a safe space for dialogue, or a shared story of resilience, represents a step towards a world free from female genital mutilation. Continued and flexible funding is vital to protect past achievements, sustain momentum, and ensure that the national and community actors can continue their work with confidence and stability. As we prepare to discuss how sustained investment can accelerate the end of FGM, we want to ensure you have everything you need to join us and amplify the message within your own networks. So since 2008, UNFPA and UNICEF have led the joint program on the on the elimination of FGM, the longest and largest global initiative that aims to work with governments and partners to accelerate efforts and results. The program focuses on scaling up cost-effective evidence-based strategies such as community engagement and working with healthcare providers to transform gender and social norms. Join us on 6 February 2026 in our call to action. Share how you are leveraging your influence or skill set to support the movement. Use the hashtag invest to end FGM to lead the change access. Centering the voices of survivors of female genital mutilation, FGM, is key to end harmful practice. Meet change makers who are weaving new patterns of hope to end FGM with support from UNFPA, the United Nations Sexual and Reproductive Health Agency. Survivors of female genital mutilation possess a unique and powerful voice that can drive meaningful change. Their experiences offer important insights into the challenges faced and the support needed. By sharing their stories, survivors can raise awareness, reduce stigma, and inspire action within communities and among policymakers. Today is also commemorated as Waitangi Day in New Zealand, which is celebrated annually on February 6 to commemorate the signing of the Treaty of Waitangi, New Zealand's founding document. The day is recognized as a public holiday in New Zealand unless the day falls on weekend, in which the case the Monday that immediately follows becomes a public holiday. Ceremonies takes place at Waitangi and all around the country to commemorate the signing of this treaty. Today is also commemorated as Time to Talk Day on February 6th. Every year draws attention to mental health and importance of reaching out to others. The day aims to help people open up and be honest about the mental health without the fear and stigma often attached to the topic. It can be daunting to express personal struggles, and because of this, many people keep everything bottled up. By opening up, the likelihood of the person suffering seeking help increases, which can be crucial to the healing process. On Time to Talk Day, help raise awareness about the mental health and be part of the changing narrative. Although there is still a long way to go in the changing perceptions about mental health in the past was much worse, especially for women. In Victorian times, women were considered mentally unwell for any number of reasons that weren't necessarily valid. Some of these reasons for such a diagnosis were postpartum depression, disobedience, and anxiety. In reality, many women are misdiagnosed due to lack of information regarding mental illness and an unfavorable view of women. During the 1880s, people were placed in the mental facilities, but they rarely received the help that they actually needed. When a person entered a mental facility, they were often forgotten about the society. A writer named Nellie Bly wanted to investigate this, so she went undercover inside a mental institution, posing as a mentally ill person. She wrote about the improper treatment she experienced in a series of articles, and as a result, the institution she wrote about was reformed. The importance of mental health started advancing in the 1930s when the experts began understanding the reasons that could drive person to madness. Austrian neurologist Sigmund Freud developed theories relating to why this behavior took place with the intent to understand and help people rather than leaving them at the mercy of facilities and prisons. His experimental theories, however, were very well received and not all of them were effective. So fast forward to the present day, perception surrounding mental health and understanding it has come a long way. Experts have better knowledge of the causes and how to treat it, but there are still many conceptions attached to the subject of the public as yet to fully reconcile. Well, because of this, the social movement Time to Change created Time to Talk Day in 2014, initiating millions of conversations worldwide through various channels about the mental health. Their goal is to reduce mental health related stigma and discrimination by raising awareness and changing the narrative. It is best to listen to the person and offer words of encouragement and understanding so that they don't feel guilty. Depression affects an estimated of 300 million people. Mental health awareness is represented by a green ribbon. In the 1980s, green was a color used to label people who were considered insane. Sometimes it's better to approach difficult subject matter with a sense of levity. Have a conversation about the mental health by bringing it up naturally in conversation. If there's a dead space, consider broaching the topic by asking the person you care about how they are doing and convey your open mindedness. People often just somehow else to talk. If you are feeling overwhelmed, invite a friend or family member over to talk about it and use sweets or cupcakes or cake, coffee, or any, you know, juice, drink, depending on your preference. These conversations can be hard, but offering comfort foods can make a more comfortable space while processing emotions in a judgment-free zone. To learn more about the people and their experiences with mental illness, check out Time to Talk Day hashtag. And social media and online media can bring people together and knowing other. Apart from offline meeting personally, people's stories can help you feel a little less low. If someone's message has an impact on you, reach out to them and let them know, and maybe something good can come out of it. 1 in 4 people will suffer from a mental health problem this year. 9 out of 10 people who experience mental health problems say they face stigma and discrimination because of it. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. Children at a very young age may show early warning signs of mental health concerns. By addressing known risk factors such as exposure to trauma and educational and sociological factors, can possibly prevent mental health problems. Even if we want to talk about certain issues, we don't always know how to. Time to Talk Day gives us permission and the tools to discuss these topics without fear. It's a day that is meant for acceptance and understanding that can be important first step in getting the better. Mental health is surrounded by misinformation and anything that changes the perception of this can only help. Creating a day that encourages conversations in a positive step forward. Today is also commemorated as Working Naked Day in US, which is celebrated on the first Friday. It takes place on February 6th this year. And it's not what you think it is. The name of the day is suggestive, but it is actually about working from home. The naked part is optional. The idea behind and may have sounded absurd a couple of years ago, but with remote work on rise, discover how to work at peak productivity while your most comfortable stage. So, Working Naked Day celebrates the freedom and flexibility employees get when they work from home. The topic is debatable, but there are some core factors that cannot be denied. Commuting and eliminated, which accounts for a good percentage of a daily stress. Also, one doesn't have to worry about lunch or coffee. Let's not forget that a professional wardrobe is traded for slippers and house clothes. The idea of working naked is different for everyone. For some, the very idea makes them feel naked with no one close to close by to quickly ask for help when struck, but it generally refers to the most comfortable clothing to wear while sitting down for work. Contrary to what it may seem, working from home is a bold decision to make, just trying any other new thing. So, if you have been able to do it successfully, give yourself a nice pat on the back of instead of hiding it as must do. Remote workers should be proud of daring to work in a place, comfort, solitude, and nakedness, and to be encouraged to talk about their accomplishments so that people will realize the strength it takes to make such a career choice. So, the top benefits of working from home include better work life balance, no stress from daily commute, more work independence, and saving on food and transportation expenses. Work from home can lead more remote employees to feel associated after some time, which may actually be detrimental to their mental health. Working without camaraderie and team morale can make employees feel cut off and may cause anxiety. You can start earning from home by setting up an online store. Another popular option is to offer digital skills. So your request to work from home will more than likely be accepted, even if you work at the place that has never allowed remote work. It cannot hurt to ask, request to work from home. Today is all about celebrating alternative ways to work. In general, discover different work models to find the most comfortable one for you and then try it. So, working naked day is not limited to your dressing. Declutter your home workspace and liven up a bit and think of it as decorating your bed. So 47% of those who work from home say that they are very satisfied. And a study showed that 82% of people who work from home had a significant decrease in their stress levels. The number one reason people opt to work from home is to avoid the commute. The travel or the conveyance is a major factor. The best thing about working from home is reduced cost of energy consumption, saves energy. And 25% of the people claim that they would accept reduced salaries to continue working from home. Many would do it for lesser wages or salaries. Productivity is enhanced when we don't have to maintain unnecessary decorum or office small talk or the boss hovering over and tracking our every move. Freedom to work as we please. So, working from home changes the way the modern workspace works. It eliminates unnecessary aspects of work, allowing complete freedom for workers to work at ease. It redefines how work can be done. Working naked day is a fun day. Today is also commemorated as Sami National Day in Norway, which is a cultural celebration of Sami people. On the day in 1970, the Sami Congress took place in Trondheim, Norway, which is also called as Samnes Satsjondal. The Sami people or the urban folkning in Norway are indigenous people who live mainly in Norway but also in Finland, Russia, and Sweden. On February 6, 1970, northern and southern Sami people come together for the first time for a joint meeting in Trondheim, Norway. Historically crucial. The common concerns of the community were shared and addressed as they worked together to find solutions. The latest statistics estimate that 80,000 Sami people are spread across the four countries, 50,000 in Norway, 20,000 in Sweden, 8,000 in Finland, and 2,000 in Russia. The Sami National Day was created during the proceedings of the 15th Sami Conference in Helsinki in 1992 as a combined minority of four countries. Sami people were looked down upon at one point in history. Many laws were forced upon them in an attempt to mold them with general population. This led to need for establishing a dedicated day to appreciate them. The first Sami National Day was observed on February 6, 1993. At the same time, the United Nations proclaimed the opening of the International Year of Indigenous People in Sweden. Ever since, this holiday has been celebrated grandly by Sami people residing in Norway. The Sami flag is seen everywhere, and the Sami language is used to chant, sing songs, and the national anthem. It is also commemorated as Reclaim Social Day, which is a global movement that takes place on February 6th annually. With the growing negativity on social media, the day presents a chance to raise awareness of its positive aspects for people. Twitter is widely used to convey news and information during disasters and support rescue operations. It also allows strangers to connect and offer assistance. The day started with Lightful and the Tech for Good startup that launched a one-day online campaign to encourage greater kindness on social media to reclaim platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, which, according to them, has now become filled with fake news, trolls, and haters. Let's share some of our favorite beneficial uses of social media with the world. You don't have to be a supervisor or influencer or a superstar to make a difference. Just tell your story. Reclaim Social Day aims to bring attention to the positive aspects of social media and your partner. Today is also commemorated as Pay a Compliment Day in US on February 6th. Every year, nothing cheers a person up quite like hearing someone say something nice about you. It's time to return the favor on a Pay a Compliment Day, and although we shouldn't need a special day to show our appreciation, most of us need a little nudge. We often walked away from interactions wishing we had said what was in our hearts. Will I embrace myself? Is it appropriate? All questions that plague what should be a simple articulation of the heart. Let's read it ourselves on Pay a Compliment Day. Today is also commemorated as Number Day on February 6, 2026. So Number Day is observed on the first day of February as the official annual fundraising event organized by NSPCC. This year it takes place on February 6th. For nearly 2 centuries, the NSPCC had led the fight against child abuse in the UK. Through its timely action, information drives, and volunteering network, Number Day also honors and remembers the members and staff of the NSPCC for their courageous contribution to the cause. Events and gatherings are held across the country as people come together to raise awareness and the money for the fight against the social evil of the child abuse. Today is also commemorated as National Women's Heart Day on February 6th. In US, commonly known as National Wear Red Day, is observed on the first Friday on February. This year it takes place on February 6th, and what could be the occasion? When you see heart-shaped balloons bobbing their heads at every street corner, heart-shaped cakes, pies, and donuts stacked on the windows of bakeries, and red dresses filling every aisle in stores. The month of February is celebrated as American Heart Month, while the first day of February is celebrated as National Women's Heart Day. It is an initiative to spread awareness about women's cardiovascular health. Wear a red dress, pants, or shoes, and red capes can also be worn because raising awareness about a noble cause is no less than a superpower. Today is also commemorated as National Wear Red Day in US, which is considered as American Heart Month. Everyone across the country dons the color red in order to raise and spread awareness in hopes to eradicate heart disease and stroke in millions of women all over the nation. So put up on your reddest red, whether it will be a lipstick or pair of pants or your favorite hat, and paint the city red. Today is also commemorated as National Valentine Shopping Remember Day in US. which is celebrated on February 6th and again on February 30th. Remembering to purchase a particular gift present is critical, and a reminder to place your order now for it to arrive on time for the holiday. A special last minute day present that will stand out from the crowd is highlighted on this day during shopping for Valentine Day. We choose gifts that have meaning for the recipient and meet their expectations. Today is also commemorated as National Lame Duck Day in US. It is celebrated every February 6th, observes the day the 20th Amendment was passed, reducing what's known as a congressional lame duck period of the weeks between the congressional elections and their inauguration day. During this time, elected officials on their way out of office tend to have less clout and are just wanting for their term to end. Thus, they are considered lame ducks. There are other types of political lame ducks that also deserve our attention today so as to read to learn more. There is also commemorated as National Frozen Yogurt Day in US. Frozen yogurt is the delicious creamy treat we all love. Yogurt was first invented over 4,000 years ago in the Middle East in the West, and India it is even older, and then slowly made its way across the world from India and over the centuries. But it wasn't until 1970s the brilliant idea of freezing yogurt and offering a healthier alternative created the taste sensation we love today. Since then, though tastes have cycled from sweet to sour, frozen yogurt has secured a place in our desert lexicon. On February 6th, pull the lever at your favorite frozen yogurt shop to celebrate National Frozen Yogurt Day. It is also commemorated as National Chopsticks Day in US. On February 6th, you can practically smell the stir-fried and steamed rice. A large part of the world's population uses chopsticks as their utensils of choice. People in China have been deftly used chopsticks since 1200 BC, where they were first used to cook before this became a popular tool with which to eat across East Asia. Every time you use a chopstick to eat, you engage over 50 different joints and muscles. And not only do you use your fingers and wrists, but your arms and shoulders too. That's quite the workout, and there's so much more about the humble chopstick that the world ought to know. Today is also commemorated as National Bubblegum Day on February 6th. Children's book author Ruth Spiro came with the idea of National Bubblegum Day as a way for the kids to raise money for the school activities without having to sell anything. On February 6th, kids can buy the usually forbidden privilege of chewing gum in class if they make a donation of 50 cents. While there might be some distractions in the class, like smacking and bubble blowing, kids learn more about the value of charity and schools, make a little money for the cause they support. It is also commemorated as Give Kids a Smile Day in US. As the first Friday of February is when we turn those frowns upside down and begin the Give Kids a Smile program. The initiative created by the American Dentists Association, ADA, is an opportunity for the kids who can't normally afford to see a dentist to get some free dental care. Dentists as well as dental hygienists, assistants, and other volunteers use their time and talents to ensure that children are given the dental care they need and deserves all across the country. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations and celebrations. Thank you everyone for joining us in today's celebrations and commemorations. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining. with different commemorations and celebrations. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form that has been shared in the form of polls. Take care. Good night.